It's a new day in the workroom, and I am so grateful to still be here. I made a mistake last week by sabotaging Musa, but thankfully, RuPaul gave me another chance. With only 7 of us left, I can't afford to make foolish mistakes like that again, not even for Lola.
The queens gather around. Lola asks if they are going to congratulate her and Sailor Moon. Saturn is taken aback by the comment. Musa corrects her, "I think you mean Sailor Saturn." Lola giggles, apologizes to Saturn, who forgives her. Kronk questions the queens about who they think will be next to leave, with Candace, Gwen, Levanny, and Kronk all naming Saturn, while Musa names Lola. Lola retorts, questioning Musa's logic since she just won the challenge and RuPaul wouldn't send her home. Lola predicts Gwen will leave, possibly with Kronk in another double elimination. Gwen, angered, demands to know why. Lola explains that Gwen has been fading into the background without a single win, unlike Heather who had 3 wins at this point last season. Gwen concedes the point about wins but not about going home. Lola tells her to step it up or step out of the competition. Saturn then expresses her fear of being the next to go, which concerns Lola. Candace inquires why, and Saturn reveals she's not in RuPaul's good graces after last week's antics and has been in the bottom twice consecutively, feeling she's underperformed since episode 1. Candace agrees but encourages Saturn to stay focused, as it's still anyone's game. A producer tells the queens it's mini-challenge time.
I feel sorry for Sailor Moon. No, I mean Sailor Saturn. I can't believe I mixed them up again. Silly me. She's worried she might be the next to leave, but come on, sister, we don't even know what the challenge is yet. Hopefully, it's another design challenge, for her sake.
Gwen and Levanny win the reading challenge.
I hate Lola. She thinks she can say I'm just fading in the background. Sweetie, I just won the reading challenge. Something you should excel in because you're such a bitch, but I'm going to show her what Gwen can do.
Now that I'm no longer allied with Lola and Saturn, and have joined the loser club, things are looking up for me. I just won the reading challenge alongside Gwen. I had assumed Lola would win, given her confidence and self-proclaimed Queen of Shade.
She'd already done had hers.
My queens, are you feeling hungry? Because I'm certainly starving. It's time for you to whip up a good old-fashioned roast. You'll roast me, the judges, and your fellow queens. Now, good luck, and don't F it up.
Oh, RuPaul, that's quite shady, bringing a comedy challenge right after Louise's elimination. But I do enjoy a good roast. I consider myself both a comedy and a singing queen. I'm not sure how the others will fare. Kronk hasn't shared his experience from Cartoon Drag Race Mexico yet. Haha.
The loser club gathers to write their roast material. Candace inquires if any of them are comedy queens. Gwen responds that she finds herself funny but doesn't claim the title of comedy queen. Musa admits she's not a comedy queen and is quite nervous about the challenge. Kronk reassures her, comparing the challenge to writing a #1 Grammy Award-winning song. Musa thanks Kronk, who then checks on Levanny's progress. Levanny confesses she's struggling. She's not a comedy queen but a designer. Candace jokes with her, reminding her it's Drag Race, not Project Runway, and to be ready for any challenge. Kronk shares with the queens that he didn't have a roast on his original season and is feeling nervous, seeking support from Gwen. Gwen requests a private word with Kronk, prompting everyone to move to the next table. Gwen informs Kronk that he's a fantastic person, but she doesn't want anything more than friendship. She needs to focus on herself and hopes they can remain friends. Kronk assures Gwen they can still be friends. They hug and work on their roast material together. Candace calls out, asking if they can rejoin them now, which makes them laugh. Annoyed by Candace's shouting, Lola confides in Saturn that she can't wait for her departure. Saturn, however, doesn't believe Candace will be leaving this episode. Lola asserts she'll ensure it, even if it means resorting to sabotage again. Saturn cautions her against such actions, reminding her that Mama Ru is always watching, glancing at the producers. Acknowledging the advice, Lola agrees and decides to focus on writing her material. Saturn asks Lola how she thinks they will both do in the challenge. Lola confidently replies that they will do fantastically, as they've been roasting the other queens all season. Gwen, Lola, Musa, Candace and Kronk had a great performance.
The majority of us performed well. I hadn't realized how funny some of them were. Kronk, Gwen, Musa who claimed she was nervous, perhaps it was to make us underestimate her. Who knows? But one thing I'm certain of is my victory in this challenge and my second win.
I didn't expect the amount of laughter I received. The judges thoroughly enjoyed my roast, as well as Candace's and Gwen's. This so-called loser club is really slaying this challenge.
Levanny and Sailor Saturn had a good performance.
I performed okay in the roast. and there's a chance I might be at the bottom, but it all hinges on my runway. I'm confident about my runway. Why? Because I made it myself, and I am an exceptional designer, better than Edna Mode, Stella, and any other designers, past, present, or future.
I did alright, but I don't feel it was good enough. The other queens are incredibly talented, and then there's Kronk. However, Lola was confident that we would do fantastically, even though we didn't get many laughs. We'll just have to wait and see.
Leilani, Candace and Musa start getting ready for the runway. Candace opens up about her home life. She says she feels like she's invisible in her own family. Leilani tells her she can relate and it's tough when you're constantly overshadowed. Musa agrees and tells them she gets what they mean and that family dynamics can be really challenging. Candace elaborates, whatever she does her brothers always steal the spotlight from her. Leilani nodding says she feels her, and in her world it's all about the fire, water, bug Pokemon and grass types like her hardly get a second look. Leilani and Candace start crying. Musa comforts them both and tells them they are amazing just the way they are. Whether their family sees it or not, they all share a hug, which is then interrupted by Lola. Lola inquires why Leilani is crying, asking if it's because she fared the worst in the roast. Musa retorts that it's too late for sabotage as the challenge is over. Lola counters, claiming she's already sabotaged Musa's outfit, which found its way to her workstation. As Musa panics, Lola reassures her it's a joke, pointing out the cameras and stating she's not as stupid as Sailor Moon. Leilani snaps at Lola, correcting her that it's Saturn, Sailor Saturn. Lola chuckles, advises Leilani to finish her makeup because she's going home, and departs. They continue to get ready. Musa tells her don't listen to Lola, she's such a bitch and she hopes she will be gone soon. Leilani thanks her, and notices Sailor Saturn approaching them. Candace asks her what does she want and if Lola has sent her to carry out more underhanded tasks. Saturn replies that she hasn't and expresses a wish to speak with Musa in private. Leilani interjects, reminding them of the runway preparation, but Musa thanks Leilani and insists on having her conversation with Saturn, after which they both depart to talk privately. Saturn apologizes to Musa for damaging her outfit last week. Musa responds that the gown was both expensive and beautiful. Saturn, in tears, apologizes again, explaining that it was Lola's idea to sabotage, and she was merely following orders. Musa advises Saturn to be her own queen, to not obey others but to follow her own path. Musa accepts Saturn's heartfelt apology and tells her to prepare for the runway. Grateful, Saturn hugs and thanks her. On the runway, category is Comedy Club Chic. Musa and Lola slayed the runway.
Another slay on the runway, it's what I do. I wish I had sabotaged Musa's runway, it's sickening. Ugh, I detest her designer. And speaking of Musa, why did I see her and Saturn crying and hugging? Is Saturn joining the loser club too? I'll confront her in Untucked, that is, if she doesn't get sent home.
Leilani had a great runway.
I can't stand Lola. She came over and ruined a perfect moment between me, Candace, and Musa. She needs to leave. The judges loved my runway more than some of the others tonight. I hope it can save me from being at the bottom.
Candace, Gwen, Kronk and Saturn had a good runway.
I did okay in my first roast. I thought I was funny. This runway, however, not one of my best, but I think Michelle liked it. Fingers crossed.
Welcome to the judges panel. First, she is our resident judge. She is Michelle Visage, and our extra special guest judge. She is drag race legend and icon. She is Alaska. Now let the judging commence. Musa, congratulations, you are the winner of this week's challenge.
Wait, what? Thank you. This is now my third win. I guess I am a funny queen after all. Like Kronk said, I had to imagine I was writing a #1 Grammy Award-winning song. And I did it. Thank you.
Gwen and Candace, you are safe.
Oh, I was sure I had this win. I guess my runway let me down. But once again I am happy for my sister Musa.
Kinda jealous. That should have been my win. But oh well, there are more challenges to win.
That means, Lola, Saturn and Leilani, you are the bottom queens. Lola, you are safe. You need to step it up, queen.
I'm one of the bottom queens again. This is not fair. RuPaul, I will step it up for you, mother.
Leilani, Sailor Saturn, you are up for elimination.
Time has come for you to lip sync for your life.
This is my second time in the bottom and her now third. My once friend Sailor Saturn, your time is up.
This is frustrating. It's my third time in the bottom. I may be the fairy godmother of this season, but unlike fairy godmother, I can lip sync, and I intend to prove myself as a lip sync assassin.
The lip sync song is Twice by Christina Aguilera. Sailor Saturn had a great lip sync, Levanny had a bad lip sync. Sailor Saturn.
Shantae, you stay.
Levanny.
Sashay away.
Time for me to leave this competition.
This is untucked.
The queens congratulate Musa on her third win and Saturn for staying. Lola tells Saturn she's proud of her for slaying every lip sync. Saturn thanks her. Lola then asks Candace if she's mad because she didn't win. Candace tells her no, she's happy that Musa won the challenge. Lola laughs at her and then tells her that although she claimed to be a comedy queen, she didn't win the challenge. Candace responds that Lola claims to be the queen of shade but didn't win the reading challenge or the roast. Lola tells her to enjoy the screen time because it won't last long and walks away. Candace confronts the queens, expressing her frustration about Lola, not understanding why she's being saved instead of having to lip sync. Kronk suggests it's for the drama, noting that the producers are aware of their actions. He admits his own surprise at making it so far in the competition. Candace acknowledges Kronk as a friend but criticizes him for merely coasting in the safe zone. Kronk counters, reminding her of his high placement. Candace retorts that receiving only one critique in 7 episodes is astonishing. Gwen advises Candace to ease up on him, but Candace insists that Kronk needs to hear it, as it's frustrating to watch him advance effortlessly while others work tirelessly. Musa concurs with Candace but suggests a kinder approach. Candace, unapologetic, tells Musa that she's not aiming for Miss Congeniality but the crown. Musa allows Candace to vent, and afterward, they share a hug and a cocktail. Lola urges Saturn to be honest and questions if she is joining the loser club. Saturn denies it, prompting Lola to ask why she was seen hugging and crying with Musa. Saturn explains she wanted to apologize to Musa for last week's incident. Feeling betrayed, Lola confronts Saturn, who apologizes and promises it won't happen again. Lola forgives her but expresses her disappointment, saying the trust they had is on thin ice. Saturn reassures Lola that she is still trustworthy. Lola is unsure.
Hey, squirrel friend. When one video ends, just open up another one. It's called binge viewing. Go ahead. I support you.